welcome back, and welcome back. We are doing it again. Let's get all these ingredients together and let's cook together, okay? Today we are going to be making my puff pastry with salmon. Oh yeah, I said that. We're going to need the puff pastry. We're going to use some Parmesan cheese. We're going to need an egg. That's about a fourth of a cup of onion. I've got bell pepper in there, which is the orange, the green, the red. We're going to use some brown. I said brown, but it's breadcrumbs. Garlic pepper, granulated onion, garlic salt. We can't do nothing without the queen. We got to have some salmon. They didn't have the salmon steak, so I'm just going to slice her up. Improvise when you got to. We're going to use some baby spinach and some dill. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, get everything out the way. Here's a shot of what we're going to be using. Okay? Get set up, get ready, and let's get started. All right. Now, we're getting ready to get started. However, one thing I do want you to do is preheat your oven to 425. Go ahead and get that oven preheated, okay? So that oven will be waiting on us instead of us waiting on it. So we need about, let's say, 2 or 3 of your choice, your preference. I'm putting in about 3 tablespoons of butter there. We're going to let that baby melt on up. And then once we get her melted on down, we're going to add in our onions. We're going to add in our garlic. We're going to add in a little bit of seasoning. So we're going to let her go ahead and melt on up. And while that's melting, I'll just come right back. Oh my goodness. I'll be back, okay? Once this melts, I'll be right back. Okay, that has melted enough. We're going to go ahead and put in the onions. I did go ahead and make that a whole cup of onions, okay? Because I decided I'm going to omit putting in that bell pepper. I love bell pepper so much. My family doesn't love it as much as I do in every single dish. So I'm just going to put anywhere from, I would say that's pretty close to a cup. No, okay, maybe half a cup. Maybe about a cup. I don't know. And then a good spoonful of that garlic. And then we're just going to saute this up, let it get translucent. So it shouldn't take no more than 5 minutes. So that's all I'm going to do. No, I'm not. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little Mrs. Dash in here. And then I'm going to put in some garlic salt. Let all those flavors get on that stuff too. Then we're going to put in a little bit of this granulated onion. Onion powder. Onion salt, whichever, and we're going to put some pepper in here, and then we're going to let this get translucent. It should take about 5 minutes, okay? And then I'll come back and then we'll go to the next step, okay? All right, I'll be right back. All right, this is what you are looking for, okay? This is what you want it to look like, okay? All right, so now the next step is going to be, now, you don't have to do this, but this is something that I do. I take the stems off. I don't care for all those stems on there. Plus, it gives me a chance to inspect the spinach that I'm finna feed my family. So now all we have to do is mix this all up in here. That's my oven telling me it's ready. And we're going to wilt this down. And once we wilt this down, I will come back and show you what our next step is going to be. So now all I'm doing is going to wilt this spinach right on down. So we got to cook it for, it shouldn't take no more than 5 to 7 minutes, okay? So I'll come back, show you what that looks like, and then show you the next step, okay? I'll be back. All right, here we go. See how your spinach looks? Look at all that spinach we put in there, and it didn't wilt it down to nothing, right? Okay, now we're getting ready to add in a few more things. We're going to put in maybe about, I guess, maybe 4 ounces of this cream cheese. I should just go ahead and use the whole thing, because what the world am I going to do with that little piece of cream cheese? I'll put a little bit more in there. And then we're going to put in some of this Parmesan cheese. I'd say about a handful. Then we're going to go ahead and put in the dill. Okay? And then now all we got to do is just melt all this together. Let this incorporate and get all melted up. And once this is all melted up, then we'll be going to the next step. I know this seems like a lot, but sometimes, you know, when you do all of this stuff, the reward at the end, let me tell you, if you've never made this before, it's kind of like a beef Wellington, but we're doing a salmon Wellington. That's the best way to describe what this is, with a lot less cooking time. The most you're going to spend is doing this right here, cooking all this stuff up, okay? So I'm just going to let this incorporate, let them marry and get to know one another. So this shouldn't even take 5 minutes. So I'm just going to keep stirring because you don't want to leave cheese unattended. It will burn, okay? So we're just going to keep stirring this up. Let it get all mingled in there together. And then I'll be back, okay? I almost forgot one ingredient. The breadcrumbs. Yes, you did. And I went ahead and put in the rest of that block of cream cheese. I said just forget it. A little extra cheese ain't going to hurt nobody. So this is about, I'd say maybe about 1/4 of a cup. Is what I should have put in. And then we're just going to mix this all together. And that's it. All right? I'll be back. Okay, this is what you're looking for, okay? This is exactly what you're looking for. We're going to put this on top of our salmon. So I'm going to take this off the fire. And then we're going to go ahead and set up. And I got to slice my salmon because I've got the big, long fillet. So I'm going to slice that up, get that ready. I'll be back and I'll walk you through the next steps. All right, here we go. I'm going to smooth out my puff pastry just a little bit. I'm just going to smooth her out just a little bit. If you don't have one of these little rollers, that's just fine. Use what you have. Okay, I'm just going to smooth her out just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you don't have to do this step. This step is not necessary. I'm just smoothing mine out just a little bit. And if you don't have a roller, put some plastic wrap around a can. A canned good. Use that. Okay, so now that we got her ready, what we're going to do is we're going to take that piece of salmon and we're going to put it right smack dab in the middle. Right in the middle like that. Okay? That's it. Then we're going to season her up a little bit. Let me wash my hands. Okay, I put plenty of seasoning in mine, but I am going to go ahead and hit her with a little bit of Mrs. Dash on both sides so that that piece of meat is seasoned as well. All right. And then our next step is to get our goodness that we made. And we're going to put that right on top. Put that right on top of that. We're going to put a little bit more on there. Okay. Okay, we don't need that much. But yeah, put that right on there like that. Then we're going to fold her up. Just like that. And we're going to bring the folds this way. Simply because the line is here. We're going for a pretty effect as well. Okay? Turn her over. Make sure she's shaped all nice and beautiful. Then we're going to take a little bit of this egg wash. And we're going to put that all over her. Put it all over, okay? And we're going to put egg wash on here twice. We're doing it this time because it'll make it easier for these little slits that we're getting ready to put in here. This is just merely for pretty effect. Plus, you need to make sure that you put slits in anything that you bake in that's a puff pastry anyway, simply because you want that steam to release, okay? And now we're going to go back the other way. And this is going to be so pretty when she bakes up. You will get to see. All right. So that's done. And now we're going to take this and put her on there again. Make sure we get it all off in those cracks that we just made. We want it all over it. Get those sides. And then we're going to bake this from anywhere. It'll probably take about 25 minutes to cook. We're going to put this on a cookie sheet. Bake it in that oven for 425. On 425. For about 25 minutes. I'm going to do that. And you can sprinkle this with a little salt if you want to, but nah. I'm not a salt fan, but if you want to, you can sprinkle a little salt on here right now. This is the time to do it. That way it's baked into the dough, and it's, yeah, give you that extra that you may want. I'm going to bake this 25 minutes. I'll be back. I'm going to show you how beautiful she is, and we'll plate her up as well. I'll be right back. And this is them out of the oven. I went ahead and made 2 because I figured 1 would not be enough for my clan. I sprinkled this one with a little bit of salt, just so you can kind of see how that looks. Okay? And here they both are. Salmon Wellington. Yeah. So I'm going to slice one up, and I'll be right back. Here we go. Salmon Wellington is what you might as well call it, because that's exactly what it is. I just put some buttered noodles with it because that's what my child wanted. So, there's the inside of that. Can you see that? There's all that cheese. There's that salmon. There's that puff pastry. We did that. Things made easy with Gigi. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to build this channel, people. I need your help. Please help me, okay? All right. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate all the support. Feel free to come back for more. And everybody, please be blessed. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.